Last week we cycled from Bournemouth on the south coast of England to Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. 260 miles of bikepacking adventure to get to the smallest pub in Britain, the Nutshell, a very unique pub. But is it really the smallest pub in Britain? Well, just 150 miles away in a seaside town called Cleethorpes sits the Signal Box Inn, claiming to be not just the smallest pub in Britain, but the smallest pub on the planet. Just 150 miles of bikepacking fun stands in our way to find out if it's really the smallest pub on the planet. Right, so this ride is going to be extremely easy. This part of the country is basically all flat. I think that after the first 25 miles, which is a bit undulating, it's basically just pancake flat till we get to about the 100-mile mark, and then we have like 40 miles, a bit of a drag, I guess, over the Lincolnshire Wolds, over Lincolnshire sort of area, and until we drop down then back to the coast. But it's going to be a super easy day. But one thing is for sure, I'm going to say it and you're going to hate me, it's a little bit too hot for me today, and it's only like 17 degrees. I am built for the winter, not the summer or the sun. So we've got the sun cream out. Gonna have some of these Texan style barbecue things. But we got some beautiful woodlands to ride through for the first like 20 miles, so that's really nice. And then we got some canals, probably some really flat bridleways, and probably some road slogs along the way, I'm sure. But it should be a very easy, flat trip, minus the last little maybe 20-30 miles where we get climbing. But it's gonna be a good little miniature 140-mile trip. Hold on. All right, out of there. Scary mofos. A little less interesting when there's scaffolding all around it, I guess. Not as pretty looking and rugged and cool. Oh well. This church over here looks pretty cool though. So I've actually only done about 22 miles, got 117 miles to go. I thought I'd done more when I stopped earlier, but apparently not. It's all good. I'm just in this woodlands and I'm gonna camp here. It's quite early, it's still only 5:30, but I'd rather stop here while I've got somewhere good, because in a few miles we sort of go out into the open again, so there's not going to be that many wooded places to camp. So this is just like a really good spot. There's tons of woodlands to walk into, lots of great ground, and it should be just a really awesome place to camp. And then tomorrow we're going to get up early, and we got quite a long day to try and get into the Lincolnshire area, which is about 80 odd miles or 90 miles, but it's so flat tomorrow. I'll put the elevation profile up on screen. It just goes from little ups and downs, and it's just flat for the next like 80 odd miles. So tomorrow's miles will be fast going, I think, as long as there's not loads of bog and stuff like that. It should be very fast going and pretty easy miles to do. So we might as well treat ourselves to a little early night in the woods. Right, go find a nice little spot and set up the tent. Where shall we go? Spoilt for choice today. Well, that is going to be our setup for tonight. Nice wooded surroundings. Now, I've been seeing some comments saying I like show my camp setup more and like what I do at camp. And well, honestly, I can't really show you because there's just nothing. I don't really do anything. I like wild camping, and I like camping just generally to do nothing. To be lazy, to just listen to nature. I'll just send a couple texts, let people know where I am, and just generally do nothing. The reason I really like wild camping on trips like this is because it gives me the flexibility of just being able to go as far or as little as I want to go. If I want to do 10 miles a day, I can just do 10 miles. I can do 100 miles if I want. I worry about getting to a place, getting to an official campsite or anything like that. I can just go as far as I want or as little as I want. But when I do get to camp, I pretty much just chill, listen to the nature. Sometimes I listen to some music. Generally, I just lay and relax. It's like my downtime off the bike and just enjoy being in the woods mostly. I don't really bother cooking. I have taken stoves with me on trips before, but I just end up carrying it and then get into camp and going, I can't be asked to cook anything. So I just don't bother carrying a stove anymore, so I'm not going to be cooking. I also don't drink tea or coffee, so there's no point me having that to boil water or anything like that. So yeah, so why don't I really show you my campsite? It's because this is as much as I can really show you, because all I do now is just relax, listen to the nature, chill, and get up nice and early in the morning. That's what I'm going to do right now. And as always, I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Oh, that was such a good night. There's definitely something to be said about just sleeping in the woods, doing absolutely nothing, just relaxing and listening to the birds. Oh, it's currently about 5:45 in the morning. Last night was just so peaceful, so relaxing. I think I fell asleep at like 8,
and then woke up at like 5, then fell back asleep again, and then I just woke up again. Feeling refreshed and ready to pedal the bike towards the smallest pub on the planet. To go and do lots and lots of pedaling, lots of flat stuff ahead, which you might think, yeah, that's easy going, but actually flat riding is not necessarily always easy, because every single mile, every single kilometre, every single metre, every single centimetre is pedalled through. There's no coasting down hills. It's just all pedally, pedally, pedally. But at least there doesn't seem to be any wind. So that's good. Right, let's get going. Pedal, pedal, pedal. A few little route deviations this morning with some lock gates, but we're nearly back on track. Just very, very pedally, very flat. And today, very grey. It's a bit drizzly actually, got some rain, but it is a lot cooler, so I'm actually quite happy. I'm not burning today. Back to my sort of what I'm acclimatized to. Nice. Right, next place we're going to go through a little place called Downham Market, which is probably like 5 or 6 miles away from here, and then sort of heading up towards the coast. It's all kind of trial and error around here today, because I'm not really that familiar with this location and the trails around here. So we're going to do what we can do, hopefully find some trails and have some fun in the flatlands. Let's keep going. I've done 23 miles so far today, and we got 99 to go. However, it's all very grey, drizzly. I mean, it's not too bad, but yeah, it's raining. It is meant to be getting nicer from about midday, so we'll carry on. I was going to stop back there, but because it was raining, I couldn't find a bench that had a little bit of shelter. Honestly, when I die and get my bench, it's having a roof. It's going to be like 5-star bench. Oh, but this is quite a nice cruise coming along Fen Rivers Way, I think it was called, following obviously the river, and yeah, nice and flat. Obviously we are sort of heading up towards King's Lynn kind of direction. We're not going to go quite as high as King's Lynn, but King's Lynn, but we're sort of heading in that direction at the moment. And yeah, hello sheepies. Yo. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on a little bit longer. Hopefully the rain will, hopefully this drizzle will stop, and I'll stop for some lunch. Right, let's keep going. Hello, hello. No need to run.
is a satisfying ruin. Apart from the roofs, it is pretty well complete. Its construction of brick, carstone, flint and ashlar revealing something of a skeleton that is beneath the skin of the neighbouring Wigan Hall St Mary. However, there are no longer any aisles here, no clear story, and the tower imposes the bold tracery of the bell windows. Deceptively complete, although most of the wooden beams and floors inside survive. The River Ouse broods placidly just a couple of meters to the west, a high bank holding back its dangerous waters.
Right, it's still drizzling. I've done, how far have I done? I've done 40 miles and probably got another 40 at least to do today. But the riding is easy in the terms that it's flat. But all the trails that we are finding are very, very grassy, and my bike is just covered in grass right now. Just coming into a place called Sutton Bridge, then I'm gonna try and follow the coastline round, all the way around, and then till we sort of come back in and then up to a place called Boston, I think it is. But going good. 40 miles, it's currently only about 11:30, so flying through the miles as expected today. Got a limited edition sausage and onion slice, so we'll see if that's any good, and then we'll carry on. It's still raining, it's like really light rain, but just kind of annoying. Would be nice if it stops. It's meant to stop in the next hour or so, but we'll see. Where everything's flat, everything does just puddle up, so meh, we'll see. Right, we have some food, and then around the coast we go. Right guys, 75 miles done for the day. The easy, flat, relaxing day has turned into a bit of a wet, grindy, kind of boring day really, because just no hills, there's no fun, right? Done 75 miles, I'm currently in Boston, and I've probably got about 20 miles until we get to Lincolnshire Wolds, so, and that's roughly where I want to camp, around that area. So we've done well. We've got another 20 odd miles to go. It's currently about 4 p.m, 4:30, so plenty of time. The rain has finally decided to stop raining. The rain has finally decided to rain. That doesn't make any sense. The rain has finally stopped, so happy days. It's still very grey and miserable, but at least everything can start to dry out and we can find somewhere decent to camp tonight. 20 odd miles to go, and then we'll start looking for somewhere to camp. I think it's going to be a bit of a road slog. A bit bored of riding along the little wall bit along the seafronty type place, and I ended up just coming back on the road, and then I kept messing my turns up, so I probably ended up doing a few extra miles today, but oh well. Right, I'm going to chill for a little bit, and then we're going to smash out another 20 miles or more probably. We might actually hit the Imperial Century today if we're lucky. Who knows?
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Yesterday, them last few miles to get to camp were actually quite nice because the sun started shining and it was very, very beautiful. We are now in the Wolds. We did have one little route issue where the track was just so overgrown I just couldn't get through. I'm not 100% sure it was like a bridleway or whatever. It might have just been a wrong thing, but it did look like you were supposed to get through. It kind of looked like an old byway kind of thing, but it was just so overgrown. And then like halfway through there was loads of like fallen trees, so I ended up going through there, getting stung lots, then turning back, getting stung some more, and then we got back on our way. But yesterday I did manage to do 106 miles, and we've only got 25 more to go until we get to that pub. I managed to find a little camp spot in Woodlands, so that's a clean sweep. We've got all the way from Bournemouth to Cleethorpes, camping only in the woods. That's pretty good because I do love a woodlands camp. I am tired because I didn't get to camp until just before sunset. It was about 8:30, I think, coming up to 9 o'clock or something. I'm not sure, but yeah. It's currently 6 a.m. We got 25 miles to go. We got a few little climbs for the next 10 miles, and then it's just downhill to the pub. Today we're going to get to the smallest pub on the planet. Let's do it.
Wow, look at that. Nice misty, sunny morning. That is so beautiful. And the sun actually has some heat to it. Just 25 miles to go. Let's do it. Just a nice 25 miles to go. 10 miles of draggy climbs, and then about 10 miles of just going downhill until we get back to the beach. Just down there is the smallest pub on the planet. It's all downhill from here. You can just about see the sea kind of area in the distance, in that misty, foggy-ish distance. But we're going down now. Smallest pub, here we come. So, we've been to the smallest pub in Britain and the smallest pub on this planet. Funnily enough, both of them are in Britain. Now, it's the smallest pub in the planet. Really the smallest pub though? I think it depends on what your definition of pub is. The first pub we went to in Bury St Edmunds, the Nutshell, is definitely much more your sort of traditional kind of a bit of a rock pub really, where you kind of have to sit inside that pub, because unlike this one in Cleethorpes, they have loads of outdoor seating. So you could say that they aren't really the smallest because they have access to all this outdoor seating, whilst the Nutshell is just basically that little room, that little bar. I'll let you guys decide which one is actually the smallest. And that was a nice little cruise around to see two of the smallest pubs in Britain and apparently the world. But until next time, keep smiling, enjoy the adventure.